The 1860 census reported over 4 million enslaved people in the United States of America. Though some 4 million people were destined to join the population of the United States a short 5 years later as free men and women. Although the trials of slavery had ended, new and daunting circumstances would arise for these freed people. Almost from the beginning of African Americans' newfound freedom, the United States government realized the potential dangers of having 4 million generally uneducated and justifiably angry people roaming around the countryside homeless. Slave masters, both before and during the war in general, made no attempt to educate or socialize their slaves beyond what was required of their specific jobs, and indeed made efforts to keep slaves as ignorant as possible. In response to the humanitarian crisis, which was a population of 4 million unassimilated people, the Freedmen's Bureau was formed under the Department of War with the mission of recording this population, feeding it, providing jobs, and subsequently educating it. It was to educate it specifically about the morals and social behaviors that most supported a peaceful transition from slave to freeman. The most successful part of this program, which lasted from 1865 to 1877, was the educational branch. In fact, by the end of 1865, 90,000 African American students were enrolled in Freedmen's Bureau schools. The Freedmen's Bureau published its own textbooks, which stressed forgiveness and a doctrine of self-sufficiency, promoting the idea of quote-unquote pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. By 1870, there were 1,000 schools for freed men in the South. During its existence, the Freedmen's Bureau, in conjunction with the American Missionary Association, helped bring into existence 25 HBCUs, many of which still operate today, such as St. Augustine's and Tougaloo College, Fisk University, Johnson C. Smith, Atlanta University, Dillard Shaw, and Virginia Union University. Along with schools established independently by African Americans, within a few decades of having been slaves for hundreds of years, African Americans were teaching at and operating institutes of higher learning and producing scholars of the highest caliber. With the Education Act of 1965, Congress officially defined an HBCU as, quote, an institution whose principal missions were and are the education of Black Americans. HBCUs graduate over 50% of African American professionals, 50% of African American public school teachers, and 70% of all African American dentists. In addition, 50% of African Americans who graduate from HBCUs go on to pursue graduate or professional degrees. As of 2009, there were 105 United Negro College Fund schools in the United States.
Oh, freedom! Oh,